Hi there, this is Justin here. I thought I would put together a quick and dirty overview of the break-even rules, and I will answer the first question from the Hips & Co example. So let me run through it. The first rule is to draw a grid to help us have some structure to answer the question, and what I mean by a grid is I'm looking at the income statement grid, the basic income statement. Sales less cost of sales gives us a gross profit, less our expenses gives us a profit before tax, pay our taxes, and we are left with a profit after tax. The next rule is to take the given information in the question and put it into this grid. Here I've completed the selling price and the cost price. And of course 40 minus 30 is equal to 10. And I've also included here the fixed expenses that were given to us in the question. The next rule says at break even, in other words, if the question specifically is asking for break even, then we can assume that the profit will be 0. Rule number 4 says that the gross profit must equal the fixed expenses. So we're given this information of 50,000. Therefore, this gross profit here will be equal to the fixed expenses. And the logic behind this is that 50,000 gross profit minus 50,000 expenses will give us a break-even of 0. Rule number 5, I call this my short left rule, is to take this gross profit and divide it by the margin. So what we're doing here is we in fact saying take the gross profit that you would make from selling lots of goods and divide it by the gross profit that you make from selling one item. In other words, how many 10 rands do you have to make to get to 50,000? So this GP divided by margin gives you the volume at the top. So here we have written unit sales. I mean volume as well. I can use those words interchangeably. So what we've done is we've answered the break-even in units, but I want to go a bit further and find out what is the break-even sales and what is the break-even cost of sales. So my next rule here is to take this volume that I've just calculated and multiply it by my selling price, and I'm simply going to say volume times selling price. 5,000 times 40 is 200,000 rands worth of sales. I've got to buy those goods from the supplier, and if I'm going to buy 5,000 goods from my supplier and I'm going to pay the supplier 30 rand, that's going to be 150,000 rand. And the last rule is to test the maths. 200,000 minus 150,000 gives us the 50,000 gross profit, less the expenses of 50,000 leaves us with a profit before tax of 0. I hope that helps in summarizing the rules and using them in the income statement grid.